Thank you so much for joining. Howard Zweibel will be going to Israel soon, I believe in May. We're so thrilled that you're coming with JNF to do this. Michael Frazen is on.
Can I have your autograph?
Who's?
That was this Mike Frazen. Can I have your autograph? I mean, that was a pretty cool article. The article on LinkedIn. Did you see that? There's an article.
No.
Well, you responded. We can talk about it later. You know,
okay.
Facebook. How are you?
Yes, thank you, Michael.
Martin and Maggie, your trainer wanted to know where you were this morning.
Eating muffins.
I mean, I was wondering why you were coming in after me, so I'm just.
Martin will be there next. I'll be sleeping in.
Double time. We'll make up for
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Good to see you guys. I'm driving. That's why I am.
Oh goodness. I just want to know. I think we almost have a full RSVP yes on, and we should get started to just respect your time. I know it's a work day, but it's nice to see everyone. And for those that don't know me, I'm Ellen Spira Hattenback. I work at Jewish National Fund as the executive director here in Northbrook, but I'm for the region that we call Illinois, and I couldn't be more proud or more honored to welcome you today. And I'm going to turn it over to Maggie and Martin in a minute, but I have to say a few words from my heart. I did not script anything. I have only gotten to know Martin in less than a year. We started doing this dance together because Maggie and Martin have such, and you'll hear it, such a passion for special in uniform. And Martin and I went to lunch to talk about it, and both of us were in tears. This is a man that we need more of them at JNF. He is a visionary, and his vision aligns with our special in uniform program. His heart is huge. He has a tough exterior, and he has a go-get-em attitude. And then you just want to end up hugging him and his core beliefs. And if I were his children, I would be so proud and honored that he is the luminary that he is, and shining a light on what tzedakah is, and to help this world become better and more inclusive. And his staunch love for Israel, I'm not going to say any more because I will take up too much time, but Martin and Maggie, thank you for leading the way in Chicago, and it's going to be across the nation for special in uniform. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to you now. Again, this is being recorded for people that could not be here today that asked to see this. Thank you.
that. So kind and sweet. Instead of me speaking, I'm going to let you keep talking about me. No, I appreciate it.
And Alan, this is Mike again. If you see him with your grandchildren, he's not so tough. Just saying that. They're both incredible grandparents. I've seen it.
Thank you, Michael.
We're all very.
So be brief so that we can get to the important stuff. But I love talking a little bit about our trip to Israel 4 years ago, when Maggie and I had the good fortune, actually with JNF's mission, to accidentally come across the graduation and induction ceremony, meeting Tiran Atiyah, who's the retired lieutenant colonel who runs the program. And we were sitting at the graduation of special in uniform soldiers, and their early life goal at the time, when I realized it was simple. It was to serve their country in the Israeli Defense Forces. In America, you might have heard me say this before, when we meet someone, we say, "Where are you from?" But in Israel society, they say, "Where did you serve?" And before special in uniform, which in large part is funded by JNF, those special kids were not part of the culture integrated the IDF. Today, I think my math is incorrect, someone will correct me later. I think the Special Uniform has served over 1,000 soldiers coming into the program. Since 2018, they've added almost 300, and currently there's over 700 that are participating. To me, you remember the phrase, touch one life, change the world.
Got it.
Touch that many lives, and it's to me it's a miracle. When so my last point, excuse me, is when you talk about inclusion in other places, you talk about it. In Israel, when you talk about diversity and inclusion, you see it in society, and that to me is amazing. I always, whenever I do an introduction or I talk a little bit, and I am concluding now, I do always a special shout out to Daniel, who we met at graduation in 2018. Who's not on this call, though I love when I see him every time on calls in person in Washington and Israel. Later the same day after meeting Daniel at the induction ceremony, he was on a submarine in Israel. Excuse me. And lest I forget, Daniel has died sightless. Since that moment in time, when we met, Maggie and I have dedicated ourselves to increasing the number of opportunities for the soldiers that participate in Special and Uniform. So if I could continue, and those of you who do know me know that I could talk for the rest of the morning. Since I won't be doing that, I could continue for hours, but it's best to watch this beautiful video that they've prepared for you.
Special in Uniform is concluding another record-breaking year. The impact of COVID-19 didn't stop us, and we're going forward and making an impact in the Israeli society. We couldn't have done it without the support of so many of you. Here's just a portion of our favorite moments from the year. Special in Uniform continues to operate in 42 IDF bases across Israel. So far, 1,000 soldiers serve in the IDF with Special in Uniform. IDF Chief of Staff salutes soldiers of Special in Uniform and promises to place more Israeli young adults with disabilities in the IDF.
ואני מבטיח לכם, תגדילו את המספרים, אנחנו נמצא מקום לכל חייל וחיילת באשר הם.
We welcomed the former Mossad chief Yossi Cohen to the leadership of Special in Uniform. Welcome to our new units. Despite COVID-19, Special in Uniform continues to open more units. Fourth course of Special in Uniform K-9 unit was successfully completed. The graduates are waiting to be integrated into the police units and in the detention facilities. 20 volunteer soldiers promoted this year to become regular soldiers and received the official IDF ID card like everybody else. And perhaps the story of the year belongs to Hen Paz.
I'm honored to introduce to you Hen Paz.
My name is Hen, and I'm not defined by my disability. I'm a proud soldier in the Israeli army, and I'm proud to serve my country. It was my dream to serve the military. I like to be here, and I feel alone.
She's a lovely girl that comes here every day, and her smile, we can see her smile. When she's not here, it's a lost day for us. She did an amazing job.
Thank you to the Jewish National Fund USA and Sue Bookbinder for establishing the Bookbinder Family Foundation Training Center. The soldiers are so proud and excited to learn and meet in that center. We continue to open doors for people with hearing impairment and make the Army accessible for all. Thank you, Rita and Bert Tansky. And now, we're asking Israeli lawmaker Shirley Pinto, who is devoting herself to disability rights and advocate for empowering people with disabilities, to introduce Special in Uniform new musical program.
I'm proud to introduce you a very special group from Special in Uniform, talented young musicians with different abilities who share with all who see and hear them so much joy and love.
We're already working towards our goals of 2022, including new initiatives. Stay tuned. But now, it's time to say thank you. We are grateful for the partnership and support of the Israeli government, the IDF, the Israeli companies who joined us this year, JNF USA, and the Israeli Society. And thanks to dozens of partners who adopted soldiers of the program this year. You have made all the difference.
Hi, it's Judy Rosen, originally from Chicago. I'm here visiting the Army base, and it means so much to all of us to know that we're able to support all of them. So keep doing what you're doing, and know that my heart is always with JNF, and particularly with our soldiers.
We thank you, our dear friends and partners, for standing together with us in our work to provide young people with disabilities with the opportunity to be integrated into Israeli society in meaningful ways.
Thank you, Jewish National Fund and Special in Uniform, for giving me the opportunity to serve in the IDF. Thank you for believing in me.
We believe in them. Everything is possible. When there is a will, there is a way.
What can I add to this amazing year that we had? And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Tiran. I'm the Executive Director of Special Uniform. And really things that strike me the most is to see the tears of the parents, the mothers mostly. And also, it is amazing to see that despite all their life, they struggled, and parents who have someone with special need in their one of their kids, their life is very, very challenging. And in Israel, to wear the uniform means a lot. And especially in uniform is some kind of allowing them to be, I cannot say typical or normal, but allows them to be part of the Israeli society. And the tears of their parents during those inductions that we are doing, during those ceremonies that are being conducted, as for now, some kind of on a daily basis. It is amazing to see the tears of joy, that it's some kind of a water flow that starts somewhere and never ends, and the joy of those families is enormous. And I want to elaborate some about Chen Paz. She just wrote a book. It's called Walls of Friends, or Hope of Friends. It's an amazing book that was written by a special computer that she has, because she has a severe disability. You saw her in a wheelchair. She's an amazing, intelligent lady, young lady, that when she was inducted to the army, and now she's in a very special place in the base, and we are so proud of it. And Special in Uniform specialize and try to take each one's talent and reach out to the peak potential as can be. So Chen Paz is some kind of the story of this year, but this is the story of the Israeli society, in which Special in Uniform try really to reach their limit, reach their potential. And I can metaphorize it in, if we have some kind of an elevator, we give them a hammer and let them break their glass of ceiling, and the next one, and the next one, the next one. And one more thing, you know that I can talk forever about special in uniform, and I have only half an hour. Anyhow, I see you, Ellen, I see you. Yesterday, we had an induction in the center of the state of Israel, in the Machane Rechavam, and we had two very special families. They are from the Arab society in Israel. And when we are talking about inclusion, I saw Muhammad and his daughter Wafa, and you see the joy of being part of, and you see the joy of some kind, you know, this is some kind, in Israel, most of the Arab society are automatically relieved from service. But he insisted that she will be part of the group that are coming. And if someone saw my story yesterday, I was tearing from joy to see them hugging and be so proud to wear the Israeli uniform. And it does makes a difference. And we are breaking barriers, we are breaking walls each time again and again by special uniform. And I just want to conclude it with Am Yisrael Chai. It's not only a phrase, and to Am Yisrael Chai, everybody can come and be part of Am Yisrael Chai. So thank you, Chicago, for all the support. Martin, and I won't start to mention all the Chicago community, because I cannot thank you enough for making special in uniform flourish. The last year has been, the 2 last years have been so challenging, and we were challenged by so many gaps that due to your support, due to your backup, now when we are talking about 1,000 participants, it's not a number. Each one of them is an individual. And I don't know if Yossi will allow me to tell the story about the starfish, but I'm going to tell it anyway. A young boy started to walk on the beach after a storm, and there was an enormous amount of starfish along the beach. So that young boy started to take one by one and sending and throwing them to the sea. So an old man came to him and said, "Why you are doing it? This is worthless." So he picked another one and threw it to the sea again. And he said, "To that starfish, I made all the difference. This is all the difference that needed." And this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to save each one that wants to be part of special uniform. And lately, we opened also special uniform for people with hearing impairment, blinds, and all of those that the army tell them, you are not eligible to come to be part of the army. And we are trying to access the army as for them to be an Israeli civilian productive according to each one's ability. And I want to introduce an amazing volunteer lady, young lady, I can say, that she's a part of Special in Uniform Band, and she's supporting. And every time that I see her with the boys and with the young band, it's heartwarming to see the love and the support that she's surrounding them with, and the hugs that she's getting from the singers and the band is ראוי להערכה. יוסי, תרגם אותי.
Very much appreciate. Let's Joshi.
So hello everyone. Thank you, Tiran, for the compliments. So my name is Joshi. I volunteer on the organization Big in Uniform. A little about myself. I'm married to Eyal. We have 2 children. They are both an officer in the army. Until the age of 18, I was very, very religious. And then I decided that I want to serve the country. And I went to the army. I also was an officer. And after finish with a master's degree in criminology, I moved into a service in the police officer, if you know. And after more than 20 years, I retired and turned to teaching. Now I'm teaching. I thank God for the opportunity to be on the side that can give to the community. And in return, these children light a candle in my soul. I want, in your permission, with your permission, just a few words about Ido Dekel, the manager that is doing a great work with these kids. It's his life project. Took individual and turned them into a united group, a group that once they are on stage, they excite everyone, they give happiness, and they get back a lot of love. Children with special needs need special care. We help them in everything, physically and emotionally. Each of them is a treasure, and the music communicates them all. This is a very special band, but it's not fair because I'm biased. In the Yahadut, in the Judaism, we said, Kol hametzil nefesh achat, everyone who saves one soul saves a world. Okay, if you understand what I mean. I have two stories lately to share with you. Okay, Noah, one of the children who is usually passive, once on stage, she feels released. She sings, she smiles, and even laughs. And another singer, Adi, her name, told me last week that being in uniform gives her a lot of confidence and the courage to do more things in life. It's so exciting to meet them. I'm telling you, really. And I really want to thank you all. In Hebrew, we said, Yachad shaveh yoter. It means that together, it's worth more. And I think that everyone gives a little, and together, we are all together, give more to the world. So really, really, thank you. I enjoy every minute with them, really.
Wow, thank you, Shoshi. Thank you so much. Thank you for being there for those wonderful soldiers of special uniform. It takes a village, they say, but it takes people like yourself that giving from your time to be with them, to accommodate them, to give them the emotional and physically support. And look what we are doing together, like you say. We are here in United States, people from Chicago, from Florida, from California, united together with you, the Israelis, our brothers and sisters, the beautiful people of the Jewish people, and together we are making big impact. But we could not done it without the support of our lay leaders and donors that sitting here in the morning in Chicago and Florida. You made all the difference. And Jewish National Fund USA is so proud to support special uniform. Would like to see more young soldiers in that right now sitting in the house to come and join this program. We know it's not simple and you guys working very hard. And from our side, we asking all our friends here in Chicago that already moved mountain to support in the last few years to continue and consider a new gift this year to support another soldiers, another 2 soldiers, a unit, and to continue making a difference. The bond between Chicago and special uniform is unbelievable. And we would like more people to know about it. And we would like to go from this event to you guys to know that we are supporting and asking all of you here to consider, take a soldiers, take 2 soldiers, $10,000, 25, 100 for whole group, whatever you can consider to continue helping us to make the difference in Israel. That will move a big agenda and make a big impact to these soldiers. So thank you, Martin and Maggie, and thank you all of you for this wonderful morning of encouragement, of support, of love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But one more thing before we end, 2 things. At the 1st of April, the band is going to perform in front of the Jewish community in Mexico, and you will see them surprisingly at the conference in November. So hold your breath.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to just jump in and just say one other word about giving, and that is that Martin is our champion, Maggie, Martin, our champion leaders here. And we are striving in Chicago, just Chicago, to get up to $200,000 this year. And we are not far from it. Yeah, Martin wants it 300,000. Look at him. This is why, yes, let's go for 300,000. But please just know that we only have about 11 days left in February. And February is Jewish Disabilities Awareness Inclusion Month. And your gift will be matched dollar for dollar. So please, 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 we're asking to give today. So with that, I want you to have a chance to ask questions. And before, just to get it rolling, you saw Judy Rosen in the video, in that beautiful video. Judy was there, hands-on. We should all get there. We should all get to Israel. Judy, can you just say a moment about what it was like to be there and actually experience Special in Uniform like Martin and Maggie have?
So first of all, thank you. It's wonderful to be among people who feel as passionate about Special in Uniform as I do. Even when I was at JNF, this was far and away my most favorite project. Shh, don't tell anyone. You're not supposed to have favorites, but you do. And I was thrilled when my husband and I were able to get to Israel in November. In that brief window, the country was open. And Tehran and the Chicago office were able to set us up to visit. I don't know if I'm supposed to say names, but we visited a really cool place with Tehran. And I'm going to just focus on one thing Tehran said. It's not, yes, it's about the numbers. And as sophisticated donors, we're always talking about, you know, how many people does this program affect and this and that. But for something like Special in Uniform, it was about the individuals. And we got to meet 3 incredible soldiers in their settings and talk to them and learn why they're excited about doing what they're doing. And not only that, but to hear from their supervisors. One young lady, her supervisor was telling us, we could not run this unit without her. And to see the pride in her eyes and to know how proud her parents must be, it brought me to tears, because as a parent, this is what you wish for your children. You wish them success, you wish them friends, you wish them normalcy for whatever that means for them. And all of these young people, and some of them not so young anymore, are having this full-on Israeli experience. And we were just so proud to be there, proud to support, and proud to continue to tell the story to people that we know, because that's what it's all about for all of us, you know, to tell the story so more people will go and visit and have this opportunity. So thank you. And
Judy. Thank you so much, Judy. Do we have any questions for anyone on this call? Howard, unmute yourself, please. This is Howard Swibel. Again, he will be in Israel in May. He is leading an interfaith mission. So Howard, thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Sure, and I've had the pleasure of meeting Tehran and meeting some of the students, the soldiers. So one of my questions is, has any thought been given to bringing the band, for example, the singers, on a tour?
Yeah.
My experiences like the Children's Choir in Chicago and Children of the Dream, which was an Israeli-Ethiopian Anti-Defamation League team that came across. had a large impact in the United States. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Yoshi, but.
Yeah, I actually have an answer for you. We're just speaking about bring them here to United States in November to start with the JNF National Conference in Boston, and from there to make a tour around the country in 3-4 different regions. And we know already that will be highlighted for the Jewish community. Just 2 days ago, the president of Israel invited them to sing in one of the most important ceremonies in Israel, where he was promoting a general, a woman, the president of the Supreme Court of the Army. So it's a very official ceremony. And they sang, and the moment they finished to sing, out of the protocol, the president, he got up from his chair, along with the chief of staff, along with the minister of defense, along with the supreme head of the Supreme Justice, and just gave them a hug. And it was and everybody in Israel saw it because it was live on all TVs. So we're going to bring them here, and we'll make a big impact, God willing. Thank you, Howard.
Great idea. I hope that we have an opportunity to have them in Chicago. I'd be glad to hear about and brainstorm about some possible venues or arrangements.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you. Anyone else have a question? Okay, if not, speaking of the music and speaking of singing, if you would just stay on one moment longer to hand over heart, you'll hear Hatikva, and that'll conclude. And thank you again to Maggie and Martin.
Bye all.
Hatikva the Hope is dedicated to our friends in the JNF Chicago for giving us the hope.
Thank you.
Wow. What a morning. What a morning.
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
everybody
you.
for
Thank
joining.
everybody. Thank
It
you
was a
for
pleasure.
listening to
Thank
us.
you.
You guys.
Toda rabba.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.